welcome back everyone for some more Phoenix Wright Justice for All. And we are going to begin the second day, day 2 of trial, or should I say the second day of trial in the case against Maya Fey. And I will say that this episode and the next one, which will be uploaded tomorrow, will be the final 2 episodes of the second case here, which I'm very excited about this, though. I'm actually very nervous about this too, because if the second day of the trial ends up anything like the first day of the trial, in terms of my gameplay, this is gonna be a long couple episodes if that's the case, but hopefully that won't be. But anyway, hope you guys having an awesome weekend so far. So let's go ahead and begin day 2 of the trial. Well, the second day of trial. Whatever I'm trying to say, you know what I mean. I don't know why I'm having trouble collecting my thoughts, but the second day of the trial. That's what I'm trying to say. June 22nd, 9:51 a.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 3. Nick? Yeah?
Did you know that Von Kramer's daughter is only 18, just like me?
Yeah. Why?
I was just thinking about how strong she is. I mean, she's been in Germany all the time all by herself, and she's so grown up.
Yeah, and I'm sure she felt a lot of pressure from her father's reputation.
And then you look at me, and well, I'm the daughter of the master, but I'm still just a little girl. And on top of that, I'm the suspect in a murder trial.
But I think you're really strong too, Maya, for all you've gone through.
Good morning! The two of you look like you're doing well today. I'm happy for you. Hey, morning, Pearly. You'll be safe today, Mystic Maya. Huh? What do you mean? My mother's coming today to show her support.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, that's right, Pearly.
Hey, Pearls?
Yes, Mr. Nick?
Do you think you could do me a big favor? Could you channel Mia today, too?
Huh? I was sort of hoping to sit in the audience today and watch.
Please, it's very important to me. I don't feel confident enough without her help.
Mr. Nick, that's enough! You can't show weakness in front of the person you love. But Pearly, not this again.
Please, can you do this for us, Pearls?
Alright, I'll do it. I'll do it for Mystic Maya's sake. See you later then. I'll leave you two to your alone time.
Oh gosh. Whew. Thank goodness.
Nick?
This way, Pearls won't be able to see today's trial.
What do you mean? What's going on?
Oh, she'll find out. June 22nd, 10 a.m. District Court, Courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Maya Fey. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Let's start already. Mr. Phoenix Wright, I look forward to tonight's news with great joy. The imagery of your defeated face will be transmitted all over the world. Hey there, recordometer. All over the world, huh? Sounds like you made quite a name for yourself, Phoenix. Don't be foolish, you foolish fool wearing the foolishly foolish clothes. The famous one is me. I'm the prodigy who has never lost a case since becoming a prosecutor 5 years ago. Naturally, the world's eyes are on me as I conduct my first trial in this country. That's nice, Miss Von Karma. Glad to see you in such good spirits today, Miss Fey. It's true what they say. Women really are scary when they fight. Gulp. Now then, a very interesting theory was presented during yesterday's session. That the defendant could have left the channeling chamber, correct? Yes. And this key is proof of that. This key, the only key to the channeling chamber, was not where it should have been. Your Honor, I would like to say one thing before we begin. Alright, let's hear it. The prosecution has determined that from the time of the murder to the time of arrest, the defendant did indeed leave the room at one point. What? But, Miss Von Karma, then how do you explain this picture? Are you saying then that the person in this picture is not the defendant? I never said that wasn't the defendant. Then what is the meaning of this? All I'm saying is that Maya Fey, after killing the victim, exited the room. And I believe that is when she dropped this key. Can you substantiate your claim? Isn't that what I'm here for? Prosecution would like to call the defendant's aunt, Morgan Fay, to the stand. Just as I suspected, Aunt Morgan. Poor Mia. She seems really torn by this. Witness. Name and occupation. My name is Morgan Fay, and I'm a spirit medium in a manner of speaking. I'm sorry, but what do you mean, in a manner of speaking? Oh, I don't think anyone really cares. Now then, after the murder took place, you kept watch over the defendant, correct? Yes, that is correct. I performed a spirit severing technique on Mystic Maya then. So spirit severing technique? A technique to remove a spirit from a body and send it back to the other world. That is... Yes, that is... You, be quiet. Now, witness. Something happened while you were performing this technique, correct? Yes, that is correct. What in the world could have... Mystic Maya, she escaped from the room. What? And here we come to the heart of the matter. Maya Fay, while in a possessed state, managed to escape from the channeling chamber. Order! 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 Miss Fay, please testify to this court what happened during that time. Your Honor, I will try my best. I think someone just upped the ante on this trial. Witness testimony, Maya's escape. After we heard the gunshots, those two broke the door open and entered the chamber. I requested that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. A pistol was hanging from Mystic Maya's hand and she was in a daze. Excuse me. Then quite suddenly she thrusted me away from herself and escaped from the room. With great strength she hit the base of my neck and I fainted for a short while. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that. Why have you hidden this until now? I did not wish to cause more trouble for Mystic Maya. However, I must correct falsities when they arise. That's right. She's simply correcting a falsity, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Why is she making it a point to take a stab at me? Never mind. Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. And I am gonna save here. My aunt is very smart and a sly person. It's gonna be hard for us to find a crack in her testimony. Cross-examination, Maya's escape. After we heard the gunshots, those two broke the door open and entered the chamber. Just now you said, those two. Who were the two people you were referring to? I was referring to that foreign lady and yourself, good sir. Lotta's not a foreigner, despite how she talks. Oh, is that so? I'm sorry. I simply cannot understand her atrocious English, not to mention she looked awful. You can already see people in Heartland gearing up for a riot, yeah. In any case, I have already sent a repair bill to your office, Mr. Wright. Oh, thanks. What did you do after that, Miss Fay? I request that Mr. Wright and the other lady please contact the police. Was it really necessary to have two people do something so simple as call the police? If there was a possibility of escape, then one of us should have stayed behind. Yes, that is a very good point. At that time, I myself was a little confused. On top of which, there was another... Another what, madam? Oh, it's nothing. No need to concern yourself. I want to hear the end of that sentence. So do I. There was another reason you wanted both of us out of that room, wasn't there? You must testify. Why did you chase us out of the room? I simply do not wish for there to be more victims. The lives of both the good sir and that camel woman may be in danger, is what I thought to myself. Well, that was very noble of you, Miss Fay. This is bad. Now people have a good impression of her and a bad one of us. Looks like she caught us napping. That's my aunt for you. Are you satisfied, ma'am? Yeah. Are you satisfied now, Mr. Wright? Miss Fay, please continue. Pistol was hanging from Mr. Meyer's hand and she was in a daze. During our investigation, you stated that you struck the defendant on the head. And this straight caused Meyer to lose consciousness. I just noticed they spelled consciousness wrong there, they forgot the S. Do you stand by the statement? I'm afraid I don't. The statement I gave you was a lie. But why would you lie about something like that? It is very painful for me to say this, however. Objection! The witness was lying to cover for the defendant. She was covering for Maya. So, you were covering for the defendant? Well, yes. It was only later that I was informed of what had occurred. That the renegade Mystic Maya had done something very unexpected. So something unexpected? What, pray tell, did she... Ooh! This witness didn't and couldn't have seen what happened. If you want to know what this unexpected thing was, there is always later. Oh, yes, very well. Ugh. Why does it suddenly feel like there's a rock in the pit of my stomach? Now, witness, continue with what happened. Then quite suddenly, she thrusted me away from herself and escaped from the room. Was it really that easy for her to escape from you? I'm ashamed to admit to such a thing, however, yes. But you are physically larger and stronger than the defendant. There is no way she could have escaped from you so easily. Objection! Have you forgotten already, Mr. Phoenix Wright? What about this picture? Remember that at the time, the defendant was not physically Maya Fey.
Growing old is such a mysterious thing. Trust me, I know firsthand.
Basically, Mystic Maya's body was still that of the nurse she had called. But if she had run away, wouldn't she have given chase right away? Well, yes, I would have. However, with great strength, she hit the base of my neck and I fainted for a short while. You fainted? I became dizzy and then collapsed onto the floor.
How long were you unconscious?
I'm not sure. About 10 minutes, perhaps?
And the defendant almost certainly went somewhere in that time.
Happy? Witness, elaborate on that point for us. I'm afraid I have no knowledge of where she went after that. Boy, that's some elaboration. Is that because you were unconscious? Why, yes. Great. Well, now what? So while you were unconscious, you have absolutely no idea where the defendant went? I would think that's obvious, good sir. If that's true, then how can you know for sure that the defendant left the channeling chamber at all?
Now that you mention it, I have to wonder myself.
It's true that this witness is not able to confirm this. But the key word here is this witness. What do you mean by that? It means she has another witness up her sleeve. That's what. It looks like Miss Von Karma is ready to move on to her next witness.
That's enough. From what I can tell, there is nothing wrong with this witness's testimony. And from what she has said, we can establish that Maya Fey did leave the chamber.
I hope this isn't gonna come back and bite us in the butt. Now, let's take the next logical step and ask. Where did the defendant go after leaving the channeling chamber?
Yes. That is exactly...
Be quiet, you! Now then, what the escapee had done was she had gone to speak with... No. What the escapee had done was she had gone to speak with a certain person. She went to speak with someone.
Who was it?
The prosecution calls Miss Eenie Miney, who was sleeping in the side room at the time. Eenie Miney? I think you can see where this is headed. Witness, name and occupation. Okay, so my name is, like, Eenie Miney. I'm, like, researching, like, parapsychology stuff at the, university.
What is this parapsychology?
Let's see. It's, like, I guess most people call it occult stuff.
Even if that's what most people call it, I can't say I understand what that means.
Then I suggest you go home and research it yourself. No, I have to agree. We were all thinking that, Francisco. I'm so glad that you said that out loud.
Yes, sir.
Now then, Miss Miney. After the murder took place, you spoke with the defendant, Maya Fey. Is this correct? Well, like, I guess. If that's the case, then let's hear your testimony. That is alright, isn't it, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
For the love of all things good, Your Honor, have some spine. For my sake. Witness testimony after the murder. Like, when the channeling started, I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Like, a little later, someone came into the room, like, really suddenly. It was, like, oh my god, like, totally my sister. I, like, hadn't seen her in, like, so long. I was so happy in, like, a sad way. My sister, she, like, told me something, like, totally terrible.
Now hold your horses, young lady. You're saying the person I entered was your sister? Don't you mean the defendant, Maya Fey?
Really now, Your Honor. Maya Fey was still in the middle of channeling at the time.
Are you saying that the spirit was the spirit of this witness's sister?
Yes, Mimi Miney. She was a nurse at Dr. Gray's clinic.
Oh, well, this is...
Witness. Like, yeah? In your testimony, you mentioned a terrible thing. Why don't you tell the court what this terrible thing was? I'm sure we'd love to hear about it. Like... Do I totally, like, really have to? Of course.
Miss Miney, please.
My sister, like, this is what she said to me. That was no accident. I was drugged with sleeping pills. I was murdered by that person. That's why I took my revenge. It's only fair, isn't it, Eenie?
She took her revenge? Are you sure that's what she said?
Yes. There, are you satisfied, Your Honor?
I still can't believe it. I can't believe that a spirit would go so far as to use a medium to get revenge.
It is a bit hard to swallow. However, all the evidence and testimonies point to this as the truth. The end.
Well, what do you think, Mr. Wright? It certainly seems like all the loose ends are accounted for.
This testimony just now, was it all made up? Was it just one huge lie? Of course it was, Phoenix. Mia, what do you mean? It's well constructed, but that's all it is. But even the most well-spun lies can be undone. We can do it, Phoenix. Let's find that one loose thread and unwind this tapestry of lies. Excuse me? Your Honor, there is room for doubt, so the defense will cross-examine this witness. We believe that our cross-examination will reveal the real truth behind this murder. Yet again, the foolish fool spouts out more foolishly foolish drabble. I wonder if you'll make this one more entertaining than the last. Oh, I didn't save. I didn't save. Let me save. Let me save real quick. When the channeling started, she was sleeping in the side room. Was that because of your, sesame allergy, was it? Like, that's right. I, like, think there were sesame seeds, like, in the lunch they served that day. I had this, like, premonition that it was gonna be a seedy day. Yes, indeed.
I see.
Am I the only one who missed the boat here?
Anyway, so you were taking a nap. Did something happen while you were sleeping?
Well, later some came in the room where suddenly it was like, oh my god, totally her sister.
Hold it!
Are you absolutely sure? I guess? You guess? Was it or was it not your sister who entered? Like, I don't know. I mean, like, I totally don't know your sister at all, Mr. Smith. First off, my name is not Mr. Smith. Second, I am an only child. But more than that, she's managed to mess up the question with her answer.
Well, Mr. Wright?
The defense rests. Well, that was a colossal waste of our time. Now then, witness, how did you feel when you saw Miss Mimi Miney? She was happy in a sad way? You were happy in a sad way? Yeah, like, I mean, it was my sister. But wouldn't most people react here with surprise at seeing a dead loved one alive again? But like, maybe if I was like someone who didn't know about like the occult, but I'd like know all about the Kurine channeling technique. The point here is the witness immediately recognized that it was her quote-unquote sister. Yeah, like what she said. Should I drop this line of questioning? Hell no. So you really didn't think anything strange of the whole encounter? No. Like, there wasn't any reason for me to, like, think anything was strange. But... Ow! Don't keep badgering her. You know the phrase, objection. Could you try using that once in a while?
Mr. Wright, this question of what the witness felt when she saw her sister. Is it really that important?
Let me go ahead and save here real quick. I think it's very important. It is very important, although I haven't quite figured out what it is yet. But I've got to bluff for now and make it seem like I know what I'm talking about.
Alright, Mr. Wright. Miss Miney, please amend your testimony.
Like, okay, I'm, like, totally cool with that. I wasn't, like, scared at all, and, like, her costume looked totally, like, normal. Are you sure about that? What do you make about this?
Objection!
That was a very well-spun line, Miss Eni. What are you babbling about this time, Mr. Phoenix Wright? It's well-constructed. But that's all it is. Stealing my lines now, are we, Phoenix? Miss Miney, may I remind you of what you said? You said that there was nothing strange about your sister's appearance. Like, yeah, and? But I don't think that's what you were thinking at all. Take a look at this picture. This is a picture of the sister you met. I would think that even you would be surprised if someone appeared before you like this. The blood spray. Miss Miney, why did you not include the blood you saw in your testimony? If you were really testifying and not lying, you would have noted it right off the bat.
Order! Miss Miney, what is the meaning of this? Miss Miney?
I'm thinking. Don't interrupt me. Eat. What are you stammering about, Your Honor? That witness, her personality did a complete 180 there. Lots of people do that when they get on a stand, though. First of all, calm yourself, witness. Like, I'm sorry, I, like, didn't mean to snap. Now, hurry up with the testimony.
If you please.
The judge still looks a little shaken up. A lot of help he's gonna be. Witness testimony after the murder, part 2. Like, the side room was, like, kinda dark, you know? So, like, the costume is, like, purple, right? The blood totally blended right in. And I, like, persuaded my sister it wasn't, like, right to do something like that. And then, like, I took my sister to the channeling chamber.
Yes, now I see. And you have given us a clear reason for why you didn't notice the blood.
You think? Like, thanks, Gramps.
Are you satisfied, Mr. Wright?
I'm gonna go ahead and save.
Alright, I guess not. Very well, you may question the witness.
Okay, cross-examination after the murder, part 2. Okay, side room was kind of dark. Was it? Really? Because I thought it was pretty bright inside that room.
Objection!
Don't push your subjective opinions onto this court. Like, that's right. Excuse me, but how is my statement any more subjective than Miss Miney's? You are such a hopeless cause. Witness, you may feel free to ignore this trite little man. Like, okay. Can't breathe. Let me out of here. So, like, the costume is like... Okay. Blood totally blended in. You didn't see the blood? Like, yeah. But she must have had the gun with her at the time as well. That's, Are you gonna tell me next you didn't notice the gun either? I, like, totally didn't. All I was looking at was, like, her face. Continue. Was your sister calm by that time? Like, I guess so. I guess maybe, like, taking her revenge on Dr. Gray, like, made her feel a lot better. I like to feel a lot better too, Mr. Phoenix Wright. The sooner the better. She says with a whip at the ready. And, like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? It's no good, I can't find anything wrong. Phoenix, the judge believes this testimony. If you don't find some sort of hitch in her statement, he'll end the trial, I know. We have to give it another shot. It doesn't matter how many times we listen, we can't give up. Okay, let's see. And what was your sister, Miss Mimi Miney, like at the time? Well, she was like totally flipped out because she just shot Dr. Gray. But I think, like, she knew. She, like, said she did something really bad. And, like, she said she wanted to go with me to, like, apologize to Miss Morgan. Did Mimi Spirit really say all that to you? Like, yeah. May I ask you one more thing, Miss Miney? Like, sure. Was there anything you found strange, unusual, or just out of place? Something out of place? Huh? Like, what do you mean? When? When you... We're going to the crime scene. I'm talking about when you were going to the channeling chamber, of course. Like, no, nothing strange. She answered rather quickly. Now what? Let's press harder. Think harder. I know you can remember something. I, like, totally can't. That's not good enough. You have to explain yourself clearly to this court.
Do you think, Mr. Wright, that whether or not there was something odd in the way to the channeling chamber is all that important?
It's very important. I ask because it is very important. Not that I know where I'm going with this.
Very well.
Let's go ahead and save.
Miss Miney, if you will, please include a statement about this in your testimony.
Like, I don't get why, but okay. I, like, didn't see anyone on the way to, like, the channeling chamber. Oh, really? You mean you didn't see pearls?
Objection!
You say that you didn't see anyone on the way to the channeling chamber. However, that is impossible. Like, what do you mean? I'd like to introduce someone to you. This is Miss Morgan Fay's daughter, Pearl Fay. Interesting, you have a semi-intelligent look on your face. So, what about this child? It just so happens that at the time of the murder, Pearl was playing in the center garden. The garden? Yup. Which means anyone walking through the area would have had to seen her. So, Miss Miney, what do you have to say to that? Noir!
Objection!
As the court can see, she's a bit of an airhead. Yeah, you think? Also, she was leading her sister at the time. Do you honestly think she would have noticed a simple child playing? Preposterous.
Objection!
It's not preposterous, and I can prove it. What sort of foolish... There's no way someone walking along the winding way could not have noticed Pearl. And the reason for that is because of this.
Take that!
This urn is my proof. An old cracked clay pot? What is that gonna prove? Do you know why it's correct? It's because Pearl broke it, that's why.
She broke the urn?
Yo, why? Why do I feel like you're about to ruin my beautiful day? This urn was broken around the time the channeling started. Ah. And Pearl was the one who put it back together. Well, sitting right in the middle of the winding way. What? Miss Miney. Pearl was there in the winding way at the time. She was hard at work putting the pieces of the urn back together, you see. If you couldn't see that while you were walking, I'd have to declare you legally blind. Grr. I think I have sufficiently proven one thing, Miss Miney. You were a masterful liar. Ah!
Mr. Wright, you need to watch what you say.
The one who needs to watch what she's saying is the witness. So, Miss Miney, tell us the truth. About what? About what? About where you really were at the time of the murder, of course.
Objection!
The witness just testified about that. That's right. I was, like, sleeping in the side room. Can I really believe her? Was she really sleeping in the side room? No. Your lies end here. What do you... The witness says that during the actual murder she was asleep in the side room. And I say that's not possible because there's clearly a contradiction here.
A contradiction? Where is this contradiction?
Well, it's in her testimony just now. Earlier in your testimony, Miss Miney, you made the following statement. And, like, Miss Morgan was the only one in the channeling chamber, you know? It's true that at the time, both myself and Miss Hart were not there. We had gone to call the police. So, like, what does that, like, have to do with anything? It's very simple. Miss Miney, how did you know that fact? How? I can see that Miss Fay was the only person in the channeling chamber. However, someone who was asleep in the side room could not have known that. Which means, Miss Miney, you did in fact go to the channeling chamber. But you didn't go there by way of the winding way. Gwa!
But look at the manor guide map. If one were to go between the side room and the channeling chamber, one would have to use the winding way.
Yes, that's right, Your Honor. Which is why I ask this very important question. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Miss Miney, please answer the question.
Objection!
Don't ask a question off of a baseless assumption, if you please. Well, I suppose since you put it out on the table, Mr. Phoenix Wright, you might as well answer the question for us. Where was the witness at the time of the murder? Now's your chance, Phoenix. Yeah. The only person who could have killed Dr. Gray was Eenie Miney. So now is the time to prove it.
Now then, Mr. Wright, let's hear your answer.
Let's go ahead and save, in case I mess this up. So far, this is going by not too bad.
Where was the witness when the murder took place?
Well, it's simple. She was right here.
Take that!
Miss Miney was here, of course.
What? But that's the channeling chamber.
Isn't that the crime scene? That's right. Miss Miney was at the scene of the crime.
Order! That's why that is what?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, have you lost your mind? Yesterday's testimony established that only the victim and the defendant were in the chamber when the channeling started.
Yes, that is correct. Please, explain yourself, Mr. Wright.
Let's go ahead and save again. Simple. Miss Edie Miney was hiding at the scene of the crime. I was hiding? Where? Like, where was I hiding? Let's see, you were hiding, oh, about right here.
Take that!
Here, of course.
But behind the folding screen.
Don't make me say this again. Recall yesterday's testimony. There ain't no way anyone was hanging around behind that boarding screen. See, you stupid jerk? Quit being so quick depending on me, Slimeball.
No, Miss Miney. One so young as you shouldn't be saying.
Shut it, Gramps, and if you know exactly how old I am.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Looks like the pipe's about to burst. Guess I should help it along. The witness was hiding behind the folding screen with the help of this. And that is where I'm gonna end this. I am gonna end this on a bit of a cliffhanger, but I will be finishing this trial in the next video, which will be tomorrow. And we will finally unravel the truth behind this whole case, and hopefully get exoneration for my affair in this. But yeah, I do apologize for leaving you guys at a cliffhanger like this, but now would be the good time to stop, especially if you see what happens next. So, hope you guys are looking forward to that. Thank you guys so much for watching this. Hope you guys are enjoying the series so far, and I'll be seeing you guys again next time.